competing in the game. There's a lot of tough circumstances, stops in the red area, fourth down stops. Ole Miss has a really good team and a really good offensive team. So, you know, for us to shut them out was a great job by the defense. And some new players out there, played a lot of players. They all did a good job. Critical fourth down stops, did well on third down. You know, offensively, I was really pleased with the way we hung in there and kept, you know, didn't run it very well in the first half, did a better job in the second half, but did a good job on third down, kept drives alive. You know, obviously we'd be happy if we scored more points. There were probably too many occasions where we stopped ourselves, whether it's a penalty, and that created some missed opportunities for us. But all in all, you know, I was really, really pleased and proud of the way our players competed in this game. We knew this was going to be a dogfight. We knew this was going to be a tough game, and you know, our players really, really did a good job of being relentless out there with their effort, their toughness, the way they competed in the game. You know, C.J. Mosley really did a great job of leading the defense. Was really fired up about, you know, playing this game, and he did a great job. Did a great. Front really did a good job. You know, we were able to play a lot of split safety coverages out there, which helped us from giving up big plays, and we're still able to stop the run, which, you know, is really critical, I think, in terms of how well the front played. So, got some turnovers when we needed them, and, you know, I was really, really excited and pleased with, you know, the job our team did, the way they hung in there in the game. You can be critical about kicking 3 field goals, you can be critical about a lot of things, but, you know, if you're critical, it's only because you have expectations for something that this team needs to still continue to improve, and I think everybody's committed to trying to do that. So that's what we're going to be committed to.
So on the left to Andrew.
You mentioned the fourth down stops. The one in particular came after a few plays after the targeting play and everything like that. Can you just kind of explain how the team responded to those situations?
Well, you know, I think the team responded great, but I think our fans responded great. And our fans were great in this game. On all those fourth down stops down in the red zone, I mean, tough for them to operate. You know, I asked for, you know, great enthusiasm out there that they would have an effect on the game, and I think our fans had a huge effect on the game, and I know our players, as well as myself and all the coaches, really appreciate that.
Zach Scott.
Coach, I know the offenses are not exact, but the pace of A&M, how much did it help in this game, preparing practice-wise and in the game, you think?
Well, I don't think there's any question about the fact that the more you play, you know, against this kind of pace of play, the players get more accustomed to it. You practice more against it. We actually have offense because now they know the plays that they can run, and we don't have to worry about the scout team. It has a little period every day where we go fast-paced, and the defensive players have to get lined up and communicate. You know, we had one bust out there. You know, early in the game, they caught a curl, and nobody was covering the guy. We changed the defense, and a corner away from our bench didn't get the call and played the old defense, so we had a guy running open. But the communication was really good, which is really important in a game like this, and the execution was good because the players really did a good job of playing well together. And I think this was a great team win for us.
Kevin.
Nick, considering the way teams are scoring points today, the playmakers Ole Miss has, and the growing pains your defense has gone through, how much more does it mean to shut out that team today?
Well, you know, I think the atmosphere obviously helped, but I think the players did a phenomenal job, and you know, especially the fact that we're playing a freshman corner who did a good job out there today, made an interception, made a few mistakes, but the experience that he's getting is going to really be helpful to him. Deion Baloo really played well. Secondary did a good job, but again, the front did a fantastic job so we could play split safety coverages. But you know, I thought that these guys were one of the best offensive teams in the country. I mean, when you see them score 40 points against Texas, and Vanderbilt's got a really good defense, and they make a lot of big plays, they make a lot of explosive plays, and I think that's what our guys did a really good job. I mean, to play these guys the way they run and their play action passes, your discipline and eye control has got to be straight up the first play of the game that they hit on us. Guy didn't look at the right thing, guy acted like he was gonna block, took off, didn't play it right. But I think from that time on, we had really good eye control and did a really good job defensively. So it's huge, and it'll be huge for the confidence of our players.
The right, Ken and Eric.
With as much emphasis as you guys did put on communication this week, talk about the job your backup center did tonight.
Well, you know, we have a lot of confidence in Chad. He did a really good job when he went in there, made all the line calls. He played solid, got good movement. I think we got used to their quickness as the game went on, which was an issue for us in the first half. Was an issue on a few occasions in the second half. We had a guy open for a big play. DeAndre White had beat the guy with a double move, and we got a holding penalty. Shep got beat inside right away and didn't even have a chance to. But that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about when we're leaving plays on the field that we need to execute better, execute with better fundamentals, better technique, better discipline, so that we're not leaving those plays out there. And right now there's too many occasions where we're letting little things happen. Receiver's supposed to go in motion and cut off the guy so he can't blitz off the corner. Go in, let the guy blitz off the corner and get a negative play. So those kind of execution errors, you can't afford to make against really good teams. And that's why we struggled out there for a while. But I think we got better as the game went on and did a lot of good things as well.
Coach, two questions. The first, is there an update on Ryan Kelly?
Ryan Kelly has a stretched MCL, and he will probably be out for a couple weeks, maybe even 3. I don't know for sure, but he will be out for a couple games.
And secondly, I know you haven't had the benefit of watching that film, but just your thoughts on how Eddie Jackson played tonight.
I think Eddie did a good job. Sometimes he played a little soft, sometimes he played a little deep, but he did a good job of jamming people. I don't think it was a good choice and decision for him to make when he got the penalty on the hit. The ball was gone, the guy had already missed the ball. He was an unprotected player. I don't think he hit him with his head, and he didn't launch, he hit him with his shoulder. And so I think they made the right call, and I think the review was right. But, all in all, for a young player, I thought he did a really good job. And I thought that the other players did a good job of helping communicate.
Front, Mark.
TJ Yeldon's running ability, especially in that second half, looked like he might have been things up there. What you keep talking about his play?
I thought both backs really played well. TJ, got a butt bruise, which was tightening up on him. But I think he'll be fine. But I thought both those guys did a really good job. And I think it's going to be critical that we continue to see those guys play well, that Nudie plays well, and some of our younger players, come along and develop as that position as well. I thought our receivers did a good job tonight. And we didn't make explosive plays. They played a lot of split safety coverages, so we weren't going to make a lot of big plays, but did a good job on third down. And I thought those guys did a good job overall.
Back middle.
Coach, the first thing you said when you got up there, you said tonight's one was big in your opinion. Just talk about the big picture of what being 4-0 at this point means to you and your program.
Well, I think that, we have high expectations for the standard of how we play. And I think more than what the record is, I think, and our team thinks, what do we need to do to continue to improve so that we can play to the standard on a more consistent basis. And I would say if there's any criticism of myself, our staff, and our team, it would be the fact that we have not been as consistent as we would like to be in terms of how we execute. And competitive spirit, great. Respond in tough circumstances, great. But discipline and execution to do the little things right so that we eliminate some of the negative plays, some of the bad plays, that's going to be critical for us to continue to improve. So I'm looking more at the standard, not the record, and I think it's important that our players do the same so that we can continue to improve.
2 more quick ones.
Yes, Coach, you mentioned C.J. Mosley. When you play these spread teams, he can't be as involved, but just talk about how he remains involved in games, particularly the fourth down play.
Yeah, well, he's involved because he sets the front every time. You know, he makes the calls on how we're going to play their plays. You know, they run basically an inside zone play. They also run a read cue power, and you know, the way we set the front, he makes the call as to how we're going to play those plays every play. So he's involved in everything. I mean, he's as much of a quarterback on defense as AJ is on offense. Making the calls, making adjustments, making what we call kills if we're ever going to change the defense against a no-huddle team. I thought we made some good halftime adjustments, which got us off to a good start offensively and defensively, and he was able to execute those things. So, you know, they were trying to slide to protection wherever we were bringing pressure every time, using their no-huddle to do it. So we got in some alignments where they couldn't tell where we were coming from, and then rolled one way or the other, and we got some pressure early in and made some third down stops early on.
That's what Mike.
Just want to ask about third down. You guys much better tonight. What was the difference, do you think?
Well, I thought we just played a little more disciplined, and I think we confused the quarterback a few times with the disguises. And I think Bo does a great job of executing their offense. But really, we did a better job of covering people. I mean, we really did. I mean, we didn't let people get on top of us. We kept them cut off, and you know, played more discipline in our zones. Just did a better job of executing all the way around, and that's what gets you off the field on third down. And they're tough. They're tough to defend on third down because they'll run the ball on third down. So you're worried about them running it. And you know, Scott is as elusive as anybody. I mean, the guy runs 70 yards per touchdown in 2 minutes against Vanderbilt. So you know, you can't just think about covering them. You got to think about, can they run it? Quarterback can run it. He can run it, and you got to get them covered up. So our defense did a really good job.